Good evening and hello. My name is Renee D. Waring, and I am the founder of Uniquely and Wonderfully Made Ministries. Welcome to you all, and a special welcome to the new members of my community. I am glad to be able to meet with you this evening. Today, my presentation is on National Suicide Prevention Month. September, this month, is National Suicide Prevention Month. There are certain conditions in a person's internal or external environment which predisposes them to commit suicide or at least to attempt to do so. 1. Mental disorders, particularly mood disorders, schizophrenia, anxiety disorders, and certain personality disorders. These are all known as psychoses, all of these conditions, which is a severe mental disorder in which thought and emotions are so impaired that contact is lost with external reality. That's number one. Number two, alcohol and or other substance abuse disorders. Many times people drink alcohol or abuse substances to self-medicate their emotional pain away. Number three, hopelessness, which is clinical depression, persistent sadness or loss of interest in life or the things of life. Number four, impulsive and or aggressive tendencies. Number five, history of trauma or abuse. Some forms of trauma can be PTSD or post-traumatic stress disorder. Abuse can be physical and or emotional. Number six, major physical or chronic illnesses. Two examples of this might be terminal cancer or chronic severe pain. Number seven, previous suicide attempt. I made 4 suicide attempts in my lifetime. Number 8, family history of suicide. I had a friend whose mother committed suicide at the age of 25. My friend attempted suicide at the age of 21. Number 9, recent job or financial loss. People commit suicide when their self-esteem reason for living is wrapped up in their job and or their economic status. Number 10, recent loss of relationship through divorce, separation, or death. Number 11, easy access to lethal means. This means objects or things used to commit suicide, such as a gun, sleeping pills, or a bed sheet. Number 12, easy Number 12, local clusters of suicide. This means one's friends commit suicide. Number 13, lack of support and a sense of isolation. This means refusing to talk with someone about your feelings, not reaching out for help. Number 14, stigma associated with asking for help. The person believes in their mind that they will be stigmatized if they reveal they are having mental problems because they believe they are being labeled as, quote, crazy, unquote, or weak, unquote. Lack of health care, especially mental health and substance abuse treatment. The person will not get health care because of mistrust of the medical system, lack of health insurance, lack of money, or that they love getting high. Number 16, cultural and religious beliefs, such as the belief that suicide is a noble resolution of personal dilemma. During World War II, the Japanese soldiers would deliberately do suicide missions because it was considered as an honorable way to die. The soldiers were called kamikazes. And number 17, exposure to others who died by suicide in real life or via media and internet. There are 11 warning signs that someone will attempt suicide. 1. Talking about wanting to die or kill oneself. Number 2, looking for a way to kill oneself. Number 3, talking about feeling hopeless or having no purpose. Number 4, talking about feeling trapped or being in unbearable pain. Number 5, talking about being a burden to others. Number 6, increasing the use of alcohol or drugs. Number 7, acting anxious, agitated, or reckless. Number 8, sleeping too little or too much. Number 9, withdrawing or feeling isolated. Number 10, showing rage or talking about seeking revenge. And number 11, displaying extreme mood swings. There are factors that protect someone from committing suicide. Number 1, effective clinical care for mental, physical, and substance abuse disorders. Or in other words, one is proactive in reaching out for help and treatment. Number 2, easy access to a variety of clinical interventions. There are systems in place that are accessible to the person. Number 3, restricted access to highly lethal means of suicide. The person does not have access to objects used to commit suicide. Number 4, strong connections to family and community support. The person is not isolating but is engaging in their support systems. Number 5, support through ongoing medical and mental health care relationships. The person is proactively seeing his or her doctors and therapists. Number 6, skills in problem solving, conflict resolution, and handling problems in a non-violent way. The person has or is developing strong coping skills. Traditional and religious beliefs that discourage suicide and support self-preservation. The American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, or AFSP, is a voluntary health organization based in New York City with public policy office in Washington, D.C., and local chapters in all 50 states of the United States. The organization's stated mission is to, quote, save lives and bring hope to those affected by suicide, unquote. The organization was founded in 1987 by Mariette Hartley. The AFSP was created in order to establish a private source of support for suicide research, education, advocacy, and prevention efforts that could be sustained into the future. One of their programs is called Talk Saves Lives, which is an introduction to suicide prevention. It is an umbrella of prevention education which provides general understanding of suicide, including its scope and what can be done to prevent it. The group instituted National Survivors of Suicide Loss Day, also known as, quote, Survivor Day, unquote. It is one of the most prominent prevention programs. Or on Saturday before the American Thanksgiving, this is what happens. You have Survivor Day. Senator Henry Reid himself, a survivor of suicide loss, introduced the resolution to the Senate. The first day of observance was 1999. The Interactive Screen Program, or ISP, is an online tool offered by the American Foundation of Suicide Prevention, was piloted in Embry University and has since been implemented in colleges, police district departments, workplaces, and NFL union. Francis Levisk created this tool in September of 1973. The ISP provides a mechanism to reach out to people who are at risk for depression, suicide, and related problems and encourages them to get help. It is recommended that if a person is not successful at committing suicide, that person should work to stay alive. He or she should be kind to him or herself, take care of one's health, find mental health professional, join a support group, talk to someone he or she can trust, join the AFSP group and be active in that community, get rid of objects that one would use in committing suicide to commit suicide, engage with people and places which takes their minds off of suicide, reach out to one's family, friends when in crisis, and lastly, one should call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. People can be proactive in regards to suicide ideation. Everyone encounters stress. Make a plan on how you will cope with stress. If one is prone to suicide, make up a sequence of steps to keep you from attempting suicide. The plan should include distraction techniques, breathing exercises, internal self-regulating techniques, people to turn to for help and support. Equip your toolbox. Quote, National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 800-273-TALK or 8255 anytime, day or night, or chat online. Once again, that National Suicide Prevention Lifeline number is 800-273-TALK or 8255. Crisis Text Line provides free 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week confidential support via text message to people in crisis when they dial 741-741. I repeat, 741-741. For people who identify as LGBTQ, if you or someone you know is feeling hopeless or suicidal, you can contact the Trevor's Project's Trevor's Lifeline 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year at 1-866-488-7386. Once again, that number is 1-866-488-7386. Thus ends my presentation for today. It has been a pleasure speaking with you this evening. I hope that this talk has been both interesting and informative. My next presentation will air on the 4th Friday of this month. Please join me and invite someone to join with you and listen to it. I am the founder of Uniquely and Wonderfully Made Ministries. My name is Renee D. Waring, and I am the Warrior Warring.